DynamicCarStore.com to get the cars. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCarStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to our QPR Career Mode. If you're not all nice and caught up, go and check out the playlist, get yourself all nice and caught up, and then welcome back to today's episode. Episode number 23, I believe. We are absolutely flying through the league right now. And as you can see, at the moment we are sat in third place with a game in hand on the teams above us. And if we win our game in hand, we can actually jump up to second in the table, which is pretty darn crazy if you ask me, and only a point off of first. Absolutely flying high, doing absolute bits. A couple of things I do want to address just before we get into it. I've had a couple of people now saying that I should train up Dieng, or I should play Dieng a little bit more. The main reason I've kept in Joe Lumley is purely because he is currently playing as a 76 rated goalkeeper, which for me, especially if we're looking to actually fight for promotion this season, I think is very important to make sure that we do try and incorporate him in as much as we can. And I will definitely try and get Seny Dieng up in rating a little bit more. If that means I have to loan him out for a season or whatever that may be, then so be it. Just to get him that little bit more game time, just so he can potentially look to push into the first team maybe in the future. But for this season, we are going to have to stick with Joe Lumley. I will use Dieng in cup games. I will make sure that I'll throw him into cups, whoever we are up against, whatever season that is. So even next season, if he doesn't go out on loan, I will make sure to use him in cup games so he is getting some game time and a chance to upgrade and improve a little bit. But at the moment, I have to use Lumley because he's the highest rated keeper we've got, and we've really got to push towards this top of the table now that we are right up and in the mix of it. Now, I am also going to say very quickly, somebody also mentioned the fact that Lumley is actually technically out on loan at the moment. The loans and everything and the sales and everything only impacted that first transfer window, because obviously after that we can basically do what we want because we're not running in line with real life. We're not trying to sort of keep in time with what's happening in real life in the game, because obviously we're now in, like, are we in February? We're in March now, so obviously we're ahead of current life. So I'm obviously going to just be doing our own thing. So that's why Lumley is still being used, even though he's technically not at the club at the moment. He still belongs to the club, and when I started was obviously at the team. So the plan is going to be that we just get into our two games today. We've got Coventry and Wycombe, two of the teams down in the bottom parts of the table, but both just outside of those relegation spots. And Coventry especially is going to be a team they're really going to try and get the 3 points because they need to. And Wycombe last time did actually beat us, so we have to be very careful in that game as well. So two games that we should, again on paper, we should be winning, but two games we can't overestimate or underestimate, and we are going to have to go and really push for it. But we've got a nice week to rest our players up, and then we've got Coventry next. So I guess I'll see you guys, unless anything pops up, at Coventry. Okay, so going into the game against Coventry, another five at the backside here. Not what we want to see. A few players actually out on internationals. So we have no Hammerlinen, so Todd Kane is coming in at left back. We have no Dykes, so we've got Kelman coming in at striker. And then we've got a few rotation players on the bench as well, just to fill in for a couple of players that aren't, obviously, that are away on internationals. So all we can do today is really go for those 3 points again. A slightly rotated side, but I'm still happy with the strength of this team. So let's get into it. Hopefully, again, another 3 points today. Up against Coventry at the Kyan Prince Foundation Stadium. Going to be a tricky game, as I said, because they're a team that are really obviously going to be scrapping for every single 3 points, but we are in need of 3 points too, because 3 points today, again, keep the pressure on those top two teams. Only 1 point behind Bournemouth if we get the win today, or obviously if we win our game in hand, whenever that may be. That might be the Wycombe game, and obviously we can overtake Watford if we manage to win our game in hand as well. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Hopefully today we can overtake the teams above us, or at least Watford, I should say. But we just have to play out our best. We can't slip on this potential banana skin that is Coventry. Let's go for it, boys. Let's try and get these 3 points. Oh, they've played the ball into a pretty nice spot here. They have played it into their striker, but Lumley getting down, proving he should be in the team right now and making a very, very good save to push it out for a corner. That's the first real chance of the game for either side, and it has gone Coventry's way. We've got to try and keep this corner out. It's not the best of headers, and we do get ourselves a goal kick. Just got to get our footing on the ball a little bit here. Got to get ourselves into the game a little bit, because it's been a little bit scrappy, not too much in regards to keeping hold of the ball and really making too much of possession. But we have to try our best to get up against this five at the back and really, you know, cause them a bit of pressure here. And maybe this is a good chance to do so. Kelman's played a lovely ball into Bon. Bon turns around. I wanted to find Kelman there with a good layoff. We do eventually. Oh, and Kelman just hits that wide. That was a good little chance there. I wanted Kelman to make that run in as soon as I made the pass to Bon in the first place. It's on his left foot. It's always going to be going wide there, sadly. But not a bad attempt ourselves there. We finally got a shot at the goal. Sadly off target, but a good effort nonetheless. They've worked the ball well here into a bit of space in the middle. They've got a bit of an overlap, but they haven't quite played it that way. But again, they've got players in the box here. They're overlapping on the outside now. Todd Kane has lost his man a little bit, but they're playing it inside on the ground to feet. They're going to try and work it in again. Got to keep this ball out the box. Well done, Kane. He was offside there. Jeez, this is honestly, it's getting a little bit problematic because we're not creating too much going forward. And the 5 at the back is stopping us from really getting too much towards the goal anyway. As you can see, look, this central defensive 3 is just causing problems for us to get that ball in behind. And I say that, immediately get the ball in behind. Kelman just gets tackled at the end there. Kelman with the second chance does find the back of the net. That goal has been, honestly, I'm not even going to say against the run of play. It's just been against the run of the game. Like, neither side is particularly looking that threatening, but Kelman does do the business, does find himself a goal. Love to see that. I'd love to see him given a chance in real life to try and do that as well. But it's a lovely little bit of play. As I said, I've been struggling to get the ball in behind. The first time I properly get it in behind, we do manage to find the back of the net. Lovely stuff from Charlie Kelman, finding the back of the net there. 1-0 to QPR in what has been a very scrappy first half. I think the second half, we're just going to have to concentrate on a bit of possession and instead of attacking on the counter, sort of slowly but surely building an attack. So if we can end the first half here, maybe we can have a nice little very quick flurry again with a quick 2, but not quite as expected. Let's try and see this half out, and a clean sheet at half-time would be amazing. Bon is going to play us down to Kelman. Kelman with a decent first touch there. Going to try and play it back into Bon. Can he return the favour to Macaulay Bon? Yes, he can. Maka gets himself a goal too. I was just saying a second quick goal would be lovely. We do manage to get it against all odds. 2-0 before the break. Kind of like what we've done against Bournemouth in the previous episode, where we managed to sort of squeeze through and get that first goal a little bit cheekily. And then the defence sort of seemed to just open up a little bit more and allow us to get that second chance. Macaulay Bon pulled it onto his right foot, found the back of the net. That is 2-0. That is lovely stuff. And make that again, like I said, that's kind of like a carbon copy of the Bournemouth first half there. A late first goal and then a second one very quickly after that. 2-0, feeling good now. Half time, and as I said, we do go in 2-0 up. Very, very happy with that because that was not expected from the general basis of the first half. That had a 0-0 written all over it. But again, we broke through, got the first, and then managed to pile on the pressure and get that second goal as well, which is obviously really, really good for us and it massively helps us out. Now, I'm going to take off Dunbar and bring on Jeff Cameron. Dunbar has been very, very busy. I want to get Cameron some game time as well. Obviously, this is probably going to be his last season, not just playing for us, but possibly last season full stop. I think he's about 36, so he's an older man. But we're going to take him off 100%. I'm going to bring on Ilias Chair as well. I'm going to give Ilias Chair a little bit of game time. Actually, am I? No, I've changed my mind. I'm going to bring on George Thomas. George Thomas is going to start out on the right-hand side here. Move right side, Samuel across to the left. Give Thomas a little bit of game time. He doesn't get too much game time. Obviously, a few players coming in and really pushing him out of his main spot in the team. But he can play right mid. I'll give him a half of football and really give him a chance to kind of prove himself because he's not had too much football. Probably will be a loan for him next season. But, you know, let's try and get him into a little bit of form, a little bit of match sharpness. And honestly, the second half, just got to keep doing what we were doing. Patient. A bit more patient than the first half and just, you know, keep the ball a little bit. But same amount of pressure on their team would be good for us. And again, would just see us through this game. So let's do that second half. 2-0 up. Cornuars. Amos gets the ball now. Going to play it into Cameron, who finds George Thomas out wide. Going to play this into Kelman. Macaulay Bon's going to try and make a run here, but Kelman's had to go backwards. But found George Thomas and then played it back to Bon there. Now we get it back to Kelman. Kelman's going to take a touch and take it onto his left foot. Find the back of the net. 3-0. Fantastic stuff. I have to say, we have slowly but surely implemented our, you know, dominance into the game. And we're slowly but surely just piling on that pressure. We've had most of the possession in the second half already. We've just been really, really patient with possession. Knocked it round into nice little triangles in the midfield and waited for them to commit a defender forward. As they did, they committed their central centre-back forward. Made it a 4 at the back. And then Kelman can do what Kelman does. And that is get in between the lines and go and find himself another goal. That is 10 goals in the championship for Bon. For Kelman. For a player who's barely even actually getting into the first team, he's often coming on as a sub. That's pretty darn impressive in 30 odd games to get himself like 10 goals. That's not bad at all. So I'm very, very impressed with Kelman. And I have to say, Kelman and Bon today have made up for the missing Lyndon Dykes. I thought I was going to miss Dykes a lot today, and that was going to be a big problem for us. But I have to say, they've done really, really well. So credit to them both. It really just, you know, secures us for the second half. 3-goal lead, which is great to see. Obviously, the clean sheet is still the call of the day now. But we just have to be patient, have to be careful. And I see us doing it. 3-0. Ball up here with Kelman. Kelman's going to see that run from George Thomas. And I think he's timed that perfectly. The run was timed perfectly. And the pass was as well. Going to go into the air. Macaulay Bon hits it on the volley. I thought it was going to go for the header. But does find the back of the net. 2 for Kelman, 2 for Bon. Have to say they have done very, very well as a partnership today. As I said, I thought we were going to miss Lyndon Dykes. But we still scored 4 with 2 each for both of the strikers. Going to give them both the 90 minutes. I think they've earned it for sure. Dykes will probably start in the next game if he's back after the international break, which I think he will, because he'll have been away for about a week and a half, which is plenty of time to be away for. So I think that's a really, really good performance from the boys there. They've both, between them, done very, very well. I'm going to make one last change for the end of this game. I'm not entirely sure who to bring on. I was going to bring on Pepe Arce or Dunn, and you know what? I think we'll give Dunn a little bit of time here. Play him on the right-hand side because he's a right-sided player. Thomas can play on the left. He won't mind that too much, I am sure. But, mate, I have to say, very good stuff from the boys. Cameron Bon particularly. 9 goals for Bon as well. Again, a player who's not starting every single game, getting himself 9 goals in the season. So if you think about it, nearly 20 goals between them, and they've played probably about 20 full 90 minutes like combined. So fair play to him. That's very impressive from the pair of them. So lovely stuff. 4-0. It's been a bit of a battering in the end, this game, which I didn't expect from the first half. There we have it, full time, 4-0 to QPR in a very, very comfortable home win in the end. Second half, I have to say, we were by far the dominant side. They did not create anything in particular. First half, again, was a scrappy first half until the first goal. Then we just capitalised on a chance following that and made it 2-0. 2 goals in the second half as well. And I have to say, the boys played very, very well. Big credit, as I said previously, to both Bon and Kelman. They both played very, very well. And I have to say, it was very noticeable when we took Don Ball off. I feel like it's now very proven to me, at least, that Ball plays much better than Cameron does in this career mode for me, and is definitely going to be a player for us going forward ahead of Jeff Cameron. So as much as I'm going to give Cameron some game time, Don Ball for me is the main man to be in the middle there with Amos, and honestly, I'm very, very happy with that. I think they played very, very well. Very good win. Well, with that win, we actually overtake Watford on goal difference. They, I think, got themselves a draw. So that means that we actually overtook them with our game in hand, which is incredible news for us. Yeah, they drew away to Brentford. So the boys in West London actually helping us out there. Thank you, Brentford. I didn't think I'd say that anytime soon. But we do manage to actually pick up a very, very good win, as it turns out. We've got a pretty good, comfortable goal difference ahead of Watford right now. But a win now in our game in hand, which I think is going to be that game against Wickham, would actually see us 3 points ahead of Watford now, which is obviously an even better position to be in, because it means even if we do slip up, we are still in those first 2 spots, which is really, really good for us. I'm very, very excited and happy to say that that is the position that we are now in. So this Wickham game now has very, very big meaning in regards to keeping us in the top 2, not just seeing us in there, which is obviously a very good spot for us to be in. So realistically now, a win here, 1 point behind top of the table, 3 points ahead of the playoff places. That would be a fantastic spot to be in. And again, not one that I actually expected to be in. So let's just carry on, shall we? Let's see if we can hopefully get this game done against Wickham and hopefully get 3 points. That would be huge. Okay, so away to Wickham now. Actually, no, sorry, home to Wickham now. And we have gone with a bit of a change. 4-2-3-1 is what we're running. Hammerliner makes his way back in to the team. Don Ball is still starting in the middle with Amos. Chair's going to start on the left because he did ask to play, as did Adoma. So Adoma starting on the right. Pepe Arce is going to play as a central cam for us, and Lyndon Dykes is going to be the lone man up top. Both Bon and Kelman both having very good games, as we said, but both in the need of a little bit of a rest here. Finally playing against a 4 at the back, but we know how much of a banana skin Wickham was for us last time. Today, we cannot afford to do the same thing. We have to go out there and really dominate this game from the first minute. So let's go into this, boys. It's going to be a tricky game, I'm sure, but it's got to be a game we're going to try and win. Let's go for it. 3 points is needed. The main man, Lyndon Dykes, is back in the side. 35 goals this season in 39 games, which is absolutely outrageous, especially when you consider he's actually not played all 39 of those games. But it's a midweek game. It's an evening game at the Kyron Prince Foundation Stadium. 2 home games today. I didn't realise they were both at home. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the Wickham game was away, as you heard me say a minute ago. But we do, thankfully, have a big game ahead of us that will see us staying in the top 2 with a comfortable win and only 1 point behind top of the table, which is not a position I expected to be in, especially when you consider how much we struggled at the start of the season. This is a fantastic place for us to be in now. Obviously, a bit of a rotated side, but a side that I still have a lot of faith in and still think can see us through to get the 3 points today. So let's go for this, boys. Let's go for the 3 points. This would be a fantastic place to be in right now with not too long left in the season. Wickham are playing this ball around quite nicely here. We have to be careful because we have committed at least one of our centre-backs forward there. We're going to get it back in the box. Thankfully, On YOU Dinma was offside, or was it? I think it was Jacobson, which is a bit of a weird one because Jacobson didn't touch it. It was Freddie On YOU Dinma that put the ball in there. But we have to be very careful because at the moment, again, kind of like the start of the Coventry game and kind of like the first time we played against Wickham, it's been a little bit scrappy. They're putting us under pressure and we're not really creating too much going forward here. But this could be our first chance to really try and create something. Adoma out wide here. Jacobson, obviously not the quickest of customers. We're going to get this ball into the area, though. It's going to be very tricky for Lyndon Dykes to do much with that. But we get a throw in, keep the pressure on, keep hopefully creating chances. We're going to make a nice throw in there to Lyndon Dykes, who's going to chest it off to Pepe Ars. Pepe, he's got Stewart standing him up here. Anthony Stewart's going to do a good job of keeping him out, but Lyndon Dykes gets the ball. Good block there from Grimmer, and they do get the ball clear. Our first real chance of doing much in the box, and I have to say, it's still a scrappy chance. Not too much going for us. We've got to get, again, we've got to try and implement ourselves as the dominant team in this game, which so far we haven't yet done. Oh, they've played a lovely ball in. Thankfully, the first time shot there absolutely flies over the crossbar from Patterson. And we get away with a bit of an awkward chance there, but thankfully, they did mess it up. Amos looks forward and finds Pepe Ars here. Pepe Ars up against Phillips, the actual former QPR man, and he does make a good tackle and gives them a bit of a chance to counter here. Hammerlinen can't quite get that ball. Amos is going to let that one run, and now you see the ball has gone forward. Thankfully, we have managed to take it off Bloomfield's feet, and we get to work this ball forward again ourselves a little bit. Hammerlinen, the left back, playing as a cam. Pepe Ars is going to try and set Lyndon Dykes away. He's done so very, very well. Anthony Stewart's not going to keep up with him. Lyndon Dykes finds the back of the net. I'm assuming it's also in goal. Has been absolutely bamboozled there as Lyndon Dykes gets back into goal scoring form and manages to find the back of the net there. 1-0 to QPR up against Wycombe Wanderers. This time around, we didn't have to go from an own goal like we did in real life, and we're playing a lot better than we did. Hopefully, we don't handball it, because in this, I feel like the referee would not let us get away with that kind of thing. But now we have to try and stay in front. And we just have to keep, again, the pressure on here. It's a team that needs 3 points, but we also need those 3 points for completely different reasons. 30 minutes in, 1-0 up. Come on, boys. Lyndon Dykes on the ball now. We see a nice little run from Pepe Ars. We are going to play it to him. He's going to try and take it past the centre-back. And, mate, he does so pretty well. Lyndon Dykes brings that ball down from the little chip into him from Pepe Ars. And Lyndon Dykes, just like in the Bournemouth game, just like in the Coventry game, gets a very quick second goal. It must just be that one of those things, you know, when they say you're most likely to concede when you've scored. At the moment, teams seem to be most likely to concede once we score, which is obviously a very, very good thing for us, because it allows us to get that 2-goal lead nice and quickly. Very well brought down. It's on the volley from Lyndon Dykes on his weaker foot. Hits the inside of the post. And that is now, what, 38 goals I think it is for Lyndon Dykes this season? 37. Sorry, beg your pardon. 37 goals in the season for Lyndon Dykes. He has definitely been a one-man show in a team, to be fair, that has played very well this season, has eventually pulled themselves out the depths of what has been a very, very tricky season. And I have to say, I am absolutely chuffed with the performance so far. 2-0, again, in what had been a very scrappy game. We really take the game by the scruff of the neck and get a 2-goal lead before half-time. Let's keep it that way. Yet again, let's keep it that way. Ball over the top here for Grimmer to run onto. I've got no centre-backs in the middle. Finally, I think it's Dickey makes his way back there. We have Hammerlinen here. He's going to, again, have to push out to Grimmer to try and stop this cross. Are we going to see it out? Yes, well done from Nico Hammerlinen. Very good stuff indeed. Hammerlinen is just going to get rid of this now and wait for the referee to blow his whistle, which he does. Very good first half from us there. Yet again, eventually, after getting that first goal. After we got that first goal, very quick second goal. And again, it feels like a bit of a broken record here, but then we just saw that first half out, played nice and patiently, and hopefully we can do what we did in the last game, which is then really just calm it down, take the game as it is, and just see these guys out, which is hopefully what we are going to do again today. I can't remember when our next game is. I feel like we have a little bit of a break, but I'm not too sure off the top of my head. I haven't really put too many rotation options on the bench in regards to any of our youngsters to come and make a way onto the team. I'd like to give Pepe Ars 90 minutes because I'm not entirely sure he's going to get much game time in the following games, so obviously it being a big build up to the end of the season. I'm going to take off a Doma and bring on Bright Samuel. I think that's a sensible choice to make. Fresh legs, especially against Jacobson, like we should have done in real life. Really had Bright Samuel running at Jacobson because he's not going to keep up with him. So let's just do that in the second half and see if that can lead to a third goal. That would be fantastic. Yet again, the clean sheet's going to be huge for us if we can get one. But just more of the same in the second half. Again, another comfortable win would be the way forward. I really would like to see that. Although I say that and Horgan is up against Hammerlinen straight away. Doesn't keep the ball on though. Goal kick to us. Let's try and implement ourselves in the second half. Another 3 points would be huge. Pepe Ars now is going to see Lyndon Dykes making a run. Lyndon Dykes gets onto that loose ball very, very easily. We're going to see Bright Samuel making a good run at the back post. That is the cheekiest of chips there. As I slid in, I thought, right, am I going to try the chip shot and see if Allsop commits himself? It doesn't matter what Allsop did. Bright Samuel found the back of the net. I did do a little chip. I actually want to see where Allsop was for that because that was a very, very cheeky chip. I don't think a keeper really would have anticipated the ball kind of being dinked at them in that scenario, which is why I think it did just about beat the keeper there. Yeah, I think Allsop was ready, committed to that like close post. I think any goal at that cross post or at the far post was going to beat him. But there wasn't too much on that. I think he's just late to react to it. But 3-0 yet again. We've come out the blocks in the second half. Got that third goal, which is exactly what we needed. Now, again, we just have to see the game out nice and patient, nice and calm, and 3 points will be ours. They have put the ball forward here. Samuel takes a strike, does play it underneath Joe Lumley, and they do get themselves a goal back here, which is not what we wanted to see. Thankfully, I do think we are, sitting okay with that 2-goal lead still, but a clean sheet would have been the one to get there. But sloppy defense from us there, I have to say. A simple little pass through from Matty Bloomfield to find Samuel in a bit too much space, really, and just plays it underneath Lumley at that close post. 3-1. Bit of a shame for us to concede there, but I have to say, oh, man, I still feel confident, but a clean sheet, I'm gutted we didn't get it. But a fourth, again, would see this game out. So if we just keep attacking, keep piling that pressure on, then obviously we'll see this game out nicely. Hopefully that can be what we can achieve and push for in this game. They've got the ball here to David Wheeler. Wheeler is on the edge of the box here. Good stuff from Masterson to just try and keep him out. Very good tackle there from Masterson. Was very important that obviously he didn't commit the foul there because that was just inside the box. But we do manage to keep the ball in our possession now. This is probably going to be one of the last builds-ups of the game. Can we maybe try and get this ball just a little bit further forward? Lovely stuff here up to Macaulay Bond. I think I said I brought on Kelman, but I did bring on Bond, so my bad if I did say that. Bright side Semi now. Can anyone get into the box? Macaulay Bond's going to try and get there. There we go. Game, set, and match. 4-1. We do get that fourth goal, which is obviously fantastic for us and just sees the game out, which, to be fair, with seconds left on the clock, we were never going to concede 2 or even 3, so we're absolutely fine. But the 3 points are now definitely secured. 4-1. Lovely stuff. A nice, obviously, simple, sweaty goal just to get that final touch in there. Akinfenwa takes the centre. That is the game, set, and the match. Another 3 points, and that should now see us 1 point behind top of the table and comfortably ahead of the chase and pack. Very, very happy indeed. Really important 3 points there. And again, kind of a bit of a revenge story there because obviously Wickham did us dirty in the last game and we managed to actually lose to them. So fair play. Again, they did get themselves a goal, but we did play the better in that game. 4-1. Well done, boys. There you have it. You can see it now by the table itself that we have done very, very well. And we are now confirmed into second place, just being that 1 point behind Bournemouth. So obviously we've got some big games ahead of us. But we are, before we end this episode today, we are going to have a little look at our scout reports and see if there's anyone that is going to jump out at us. No one in this first one here. All 4 of these don't really look that appealing for us there, so we're going to have to get rid of that one because no one is going to be signed up from there. Let's see if we have found ourselves a Moroccan magician on our first time of asking. So Matube is going to be a no. I'll keep looking at Zalbri, so I'm going to say that for now because he is the highest rated we've seen so far. It's another no for him. Again, another no. Oh, this is not looking too good for us, is it? These guys aren't looking that great. Oh, now we're talking. Murad Matube is how I'm going to say that. Doesn't look too bad. I will just sign him up anyway. We'll have him signed. He can play centre mid, centre mid, right wing. So we'll sign him up and see if potentially we can eventually train him into a cam, maybe if we need to. But not too bad. Very happy with that. Yeah, it's good stuff. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series as well. If you are, then please do leave a like because it supports me, the video, and the series out a whole bunch. Thank you, of course, to everyone who's still watching the series. It is greatly appreciated, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you're new to the channel, then please do consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. If you turn it on, you'll be told anytime we upload a video or indeed go live with a live stream. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know.